Yeah, g'day guys, welcome back to Gone Travelling Oz. So this is the start of the, I guess the build series for the Colorado. So I'm going to take off the old tub and I'm going to replace it with a steel canopy, a steel tray and canopy. So I went and got the canopy the other day. I ended up going with Fused Fabrications out of Melbourne. So this is it here. It's a 1800 wide by 1600 long, and on the other side is it's got a dog box on it as well. So there was going to be a dog in there, but if you've read all my posts on Gone Travelling Oz, we lost our best mate, so we won't leave those spots on. We're going to probably end up putting the generator in there. And something else, probably barbecue or something, but that's inside. So it's all reinforced roof, and it'll also got a reinforced underfloor. So I got it in raw material, raw finish, because I'm going to paint it the same colour as the tray. I think they do them in a raw and also a black, so that's just a first quick initial look at it. I haven't used it, as you can see. It's just sitting there. It's going to go on the tray. Now if we come in the shed, excuse all the mess in here. There's the caravan, big tractor. So this is the tray here. So I got this from a wreckers in Parks. So it's pretty much brand new. The only thing that was wrong with the vehicle was it caught on fire, so I scored a pretty good tray, nice steel heavy tray, massive big side toolboxes on it. So this is off of Colorado, so I'm hoping it'll be a lot easier just to whip this tub off and throw the tray on there. So it's all the mounting positions should be right to go, so it shouldn't have to be too much fiddling around. But anyway, I have no idea what I'm doing here, so it's just going to be undo as least amount of things as I need to take it off. So I've got the tractor in there with the forks. I'm just going to lift it off. So if anyone's interested in a tub, the canopy, or a roof rack for a Colorado, hit me up in the comments or send us a message, and we can discuss. Well, I don't know how much I want for it. I'll work it out later on and down the track. But yeah, so I'll get into it. Should be exciting. I'm excited. Hope you're excited too. Yeah, right, guys. So I've just taken the guts out of the back of the ute, took the fridge out, took the battery out, took all the wires out, disconnected everything. So now I'm just on to removing the awning on this side, and also removing the kick-ass awning on this side. So I'm going to leave the solar panel on the roof. It's a 110 watt King's job, so I might upgrade that, put a bit bigger one there. Probably more like a 200 watt, and I'm going to change the battery, the AGM, the battery that was in there, and I might put in a 100 amp hour lithium. So I'll have lithium in the ute and 200 amp hour lithiums in the caravan, so that should give us 300 amp hours of lithium. So we should have a heap of battery storage for when we're out free camping. So I'll go ahead and take everything off. Yeah, righto guys, so we just got the tub off, had Pen in the tractor lifting it up and made sure we didn't catch anything. Took a little bit of time to get off. I had to take off a heap of covers underneath these wheel arches. A little bit more than I thought, but probably an hour, 2 hours I suppose it took me. Tub's over there. It looks a bit weird with nothing on the back of it. Probably I'm not too sure about this fuel fluid here, if it's going to hit the tray or not, but we'll see what happens. We'll leave it on there until we test it. I might give the chassis a quick spray down with some degreaser and give it quick tidy up, and then we'll bring the tray over and start. Hopefully it all fits, and hopefully it should be back up and all together, and hopefully get that canopy on either tomorrow or Monday, I hope. I'm no mechanic by any means, so there's probably an easier way of doing that, but that's how I did it. So if I can do it, anyone can. It was pretty much done all by myself, so except for the last little bit when Pen jumped in the tractor for me and lifted up and down. Yeah, righto guys, so we've skipped out a few steps here. I forgot to actually record. I had the bloody camera there and I've got all about it. So we got the tray on. It took a little bit of time to get on, a little bit of mucking around, a bit of fiddling around. I had to take these toolboxes off on the side because it wouldn't, for some reason it wasn't sitting properly, so it put me back a little bit. Took them off. We bolted all now, remounted all them. They all sit there nicely now. I've just been in touch with the wreckers where I got the tray from. I'm missing the little, I suppose, plate that goes across there. Across here, goes across there, and your number plate holder. So I just got onto him, and apparently he's still got the ute up there, which is good. So I'll make a dart tomorrow and pick it up. And I also had to take the side steps here, the little cover off it. So I'm going to get the side steps that are on the ute that this tray was originally on, so they should fit there perfect. I've just been mucking around down here with the fuel lines and the breather. I'll have to remove the fuel filter. It was in the way. At the moment I've only got it just sitting in the back here, but I'm going to get under there tomorrow. I'll get some more fuel line and I'll mount it to the frame of the tray. And then once I finish doing that, as I said, I'll tidy up all this, make sure it's sitting nicely, and then we'll go and grab the canopy. I was hoping to get it on this afternoon, but I don't think it's going to happen, so it'll probably be a bit later in the week. A bit more time fiddling around, putting wires back on there. All the lights work, was good. Had all the wiring harness ready to go, so it's just a matter of plugging it in. Comes up on the dash, check brake lights, but I think this may be something to do with it. I think that might be just like an earth wire. So the ute recognises that the brake lights actually work, but I'll confirm all that. I'll get in touch with a Holden bloke here in town and I'll just ask him why that's coming on, but I'd say that'd be the reason. Anyway guys, it's looking pretty good. I'm quite impressed with it. Looks really, really good. I've had the welder, I just had to do a little bit of welding where the fuel pipe was. It had already cracked, so I thought, bugger it, while it's off, I might as well do it now and fix it all up. So it's all fixed up, looking good. So yeah, as I said, stoked with it. It's going to look really good once you get the canopy on. As I said before, the canopy's in raw. I'm going to paint it the same colour as the gunmetal, the grey here, hematome grey. So all in all, it's been really, really good. I'm actually very impressed with it. Makes the ute now, makes it look really nice. So I'll go back and fiddle around and finish doing these wiring and tidying everything up, and then that'll be me for the day, I reckon. Must be beer time. Yeah, righto guys, so we've got it on there. Took a bit of mucking around. It's only just sitting there because I'm going to paint it, obviously. Same colour as the tray. But looks quite good on there. Not bad for a DIY, do it yourself. Just show you back inside. It's all open. Bloody ripper. And there's the light that was in the old Canopy. It's down here on there, so I'm just going to run it up through the floor, in through the back of the Canopy here, and then I'll put a light in there somewhere. one side or somewhere there. And we'll work something out anyway, make it look nice, but looks bloody beautiful. Shouted myself a beer. Cheers. Yeah, righto guys, so I'm just underneath the vehicle now. I'm just wiring it all up. So I've just run the, this is all your wiring here for your tail lights. The brake and the indicator was all good. That was just a plug and play, so very, very simple. I've just got to mount that on the chassis there somewhere, just so it just flashes slowly, the indicator, not flat out. So as I said, I just run this, tapped into the old, I suppose the old harness for the reversing sensors and reverse lights. I just tapped into that, and I'm just running it down here to the tail lights. So I'm just trying to make it look nice and neat as possible. Put a bit of shrink tubing over it. I'll put a bit more shrink tubing over on the rest of it as well. So make it look like it's done professionally, and it just looks nice. Rightio, all done. Happy with that. Nice and tidy. Run up there to the tail lights. Number plate light, beautiful. Probably could have extended that a little bit and just got it poking back in there, but anyway, not going to see it from behind the unit anyway. Right, I'll go and mount these LED, what they be called, LED, something to do with the LED lights anyway. I'll go and mount them on now. Righto guys, so it's all finished here at the back. I've added the number plate and the lights. All the lights work. Number plate light works, perfect. So now we're on to underneath and working on that fuel filter which is up the back there. And I think I'll just put on that back bar there, I reckon. Probably the best spot for it. And then while I've got it off, new filter. Haven't had one on there for a little while, so it's probably definitely due. Now it's got a little sight glass, there's no water in it, so I'm happy. Got some more hose, fuel line, some barbs, some joiners, some clamps, other bits and pieces, so she's coming along nicely. I've just a bit of a touch-up paint here, a little bit of undercoat. I'll hit it with a bit of black satin once she dries. But certainly looks bloody good. I'm impressed with it. Not bad for a bit of a DIY project. I've tidied all these cables up underneath, so a bit nice and tidy. It's not as crap laying around everywhere in there, so this makes it a bit easier. Right, we'll get into that filter, into the messy part, and find a good spot to mount it. Yeah, right guys, so we've got the fuel filter installed. That was probably the only best spot I could find, was up there. I wanted to put it on this bar here, be closer to the cab, but I had this bar here, chassis bar here for the fuel tank, so it wouldn't work, and I couldn't get it any closer. I had to try and get as close as I could to the fuel tank, because beside that is the exhaust, and it would get quite hot under here. So that'll do at the moment. When you look through from the rear, it looks a bit crazy with this fuel filter hanging down, but I'll get used to it after a while. Joined it all up nicely. Got the right size hose. I wasn't too sure what sort of hose to get this morning. I thought I'd measure it with my little finger, and I thought, oh, that's close enough. And when I got there, the different types and different sizes, and I'm like, oh shit, I bet you know I'm all like I'll get the wrong one. So, but I got the right one, so it's good. So pretty much the ute is finished now, for setting up. It's just a matter of getting stuck into the Canopy now. So that's tomorrow's project, is to get into that and Starts sanding it back a little bit, give it a bit of a texture on it, then hit it with a bit of ash paint, I think it's called. And then come back over the top with some this charcoal, the hammer-tone finish, and should look nice. Yeah, right guys, so I'm back into the build itself for the ute. So I'll turn you around now, and that's the finished result with the tray on the ute. It's come up really, really good. I'm very impressed with it. Cheap tray from a Wreckers. Looks bloody sensational. So I'm up to the painting of the canopy itself now. Just disregard all those wires there. That's for I'm going to get it all wired back up again. But it looks bloody sensational. So I'm bloody happy with it. Looks good. I'm gonna paint up. So I'm gonna apply an etch undercoat on it. So that's the stuff there. Just got it from Bunnings. I can't remember what it was, about $80. So that's going to be an undercoat, and then I'm just going to top coat it with hammer-tone grey. So should be exactly the same as the tray itself. So what I've done first is I've just gone along with some light sandpaper, and I've just scratched the surface just so it gives a bit of texture. Sorry about the light, I'll turn around this way. Just give it a bit of texture. You probably can see it. Give something for the paint to grip too. So I'll go along now. I'm going to wipe it all off. I'm just going to get a bit of metho, a bit of mineral terps or something. Clean the surface off, get the spray gun out, and start spraying, and then hopefully get the undercoat. Well, get a couple of coats of undercoat done today, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll get a couple of top coats on, and then today being Sunday, hopefully I'll have it on by midweek, and then I can start hooking up all the electronics in there and getting it going, because we're off to Lake Angelico in a couple of weeks. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to that. It's going to be a few beers, a bit of fishing, but should be good. But anyway, I'll jump into it now. Alright guys, so I just got the first coat of etch on there, and of course bloody bugs land on it, don't they? All the bloody time. Anyway, I haven't done the roof yet. I'll do that soon, but I thought I'd just quickly show you what it looks like. It's an undercoat green, so I'll just give that 5 or 10 minutes just to get a bit of a touch dry on it, and then I'll give the roof a hit. And then whatever I've got left over, I'll run around and I'll give the outside another good hit, and hopefully should be good to go. Righto, got the etched coat on, come up nice, starting to look like a decent canopy. And I'll just get onto the top coat now and give it a bit of a spray. I only got a litre of the top coat. I might have to go and get another litre, I think. Yeah, just to get all inside in where the doors are, just so when you're sort of looking at it from the outside. I'm not going to worry about painting the inside. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm just going to paint the outside, so that's the plan anyway. So I'll load the spray gun up with the top coat now, and yeah, give it a coat, and then yeah, I'll have to, as I said, I'll get some more paint tomorrow and give another coat. Right, I got Ryan on the roller. I had it all set up to do it by the spray gun, but I think I need to put a bit more terps in it to thin it out a bit, because it wouldn't go through the spray gun as well. So didn't have enough terps to do the job, so I'm just gonna do a roll, undercoat of a roller, and then I'll obviously get some more paint tomorrow, and I'll get some more terps, and then I'll thin it right up, and then I'll hit it with a spray gun, so get a nice spray finish to finish it off. Yeah, righto guys, so I've skipped ahead a bit. I probably should have filmed a bit more. So we put a top coat on. I've got a spray gun, as I said, and sprayed on. So the colour for the Canopy is just slightly different to the tray. I ended up going to an automotive paint shop in Wagga to try and match it, but even the bloke there came out and looked at the tray and went, geez, that's a weird colour. So it's not 100% the same. So it does look a bit darker in the shade, as you can see, but out in the sun, you don't notice it. You don't notice it that much. But I wasn't going to go around and spend another $2.5 grand or $3 grand and get the tray sandblasted and sprayed again. So that'll do me. So it's come up well, sprayed it, nice little hammer tone finish, beautiful. I'm just at the moment, I'm just drilling some holes in the back of it, or in the floor, to run some bolts. So these are the size bolts I'm going to use, but I'm obviously going to get a bit longer ones. They're about 70mm. The ones I need are at least 100. Put some Loctite nuts on the bottom, and she shouldn't rattle off. So all in all, I'm pretty impressed with it. Come up really well, so not bad for a DIY sort of job. It's getting there. I've got a cover that's going to go on there. I forget the name of the brand at the moment, but I'll put it up on the screen so you see it. It just comes down over, a little bit of canvas covers that, so no rain can get in there. So that's what she looks like. So I'm bloody stoked. I can't stop looking at it. It's going to be so much more practical with what we want to do. There's going to be no more dead space. Bits and pieces in there. Everything will be all up against the back wall, or I'll mount stuff on the roof or up against the wall here. So everything's going to be in its spot. So we're building a toilet in the man cave too. So if you're wondering why there's not that many videos coming out at the moment, so we're pretty flat out. We're putting a toilet up there, and on the side of the house, pergola or veranda, so around this side and then all the way along the back of the house. So I do apologise if you're waiting for some more content. So I also brought myself a drop down MSA fridge slide, so not too sure how these mount in there, so I'll have a bit of a play with it soon and see what happens, make it a bit easier. If you're not too sure what the drop down slide does, so grab it, comes out, and then it'll drop down another, I think it's 30 centimetres, so just make it a bit easier for me to get a beer out, or the kids to get something out, because you don't want it up too high and then you can't get into the thing. So that's the next bit of kit goes in there. I'll be all wired up on next Monday. So I'm going to go a lithium, 100 amp hour lithium battery with a 50 amp DC charger. So it's going to mount that up on the wall. So while we're driving along, the ute can charge this battery and also charge the two lithiums that are in the caravan itself. So when we're at a free camp or a camp with no power, this battery here is going to talk to these two batteries in the caravan, and we'll have 300 amp hours of lithium, which should be more than enough for what we do. And we'll have our Honda 2.2 generator. I'm going to do a review on that soon. I've had it for a little while. It's been unreal, so keep an eye for that one. So I'll do that soon. But anyway, I'll get this fridge slide and I'll mount it inside the Canopy here, and then we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, right, so I got the MSA fridge slide in. It was a bit of a pain in the bum to get out to go down and get some more aluminium 50x50, so just so it'd be up high enough so over this lip. So she's bolted on with 4 bolts down through the floor, so she shouldn't go anywhere. I will get this bit of leftover 50x50 aluminium here, and I'm just going to put it in the back there, and I will put either a bolt on the back, just because it could be a bit top heavy for the fridge when the fridge is on it, but all in all looks good. Got 6 mounting bolts, 2 at the back, 1 each side, and there's going to be 2 at the front, so should be more than enough. So hopefully when we're doing a bit of corrugated stuff, it's not going to rattle off, and as we drive along and the canopy's gone, so it should be pretty good. As I said, all Loctite nuts or Nylex nuts hooked up to it. Just had to take off the side guards just to get this bolt here just under the guard there. So, and I'll put another one just in here, just so it, as I said, 2 on the front, 2 on the sides, and 2 on the back. So it should be pretty right. So the fridge side looks good. So the only thing a bit annoying about it was the money you spend on this MSA fridge slide. You think it'd come sort of half assembled. So that brown box in there is full of bits and pieces for it. And then if you go in this shed here, this white box, no, not that white box, this other, yeah, and it's got bits and pieces here. So that's my only disappointment with it, but other than that, it's not too bad. But it does what we want to do. Yeah, righto guys, so it's been a few weeks since I've started doing the video. It's taken a bit longer to come out than I thought it would. Had a few delays, trying to get parts for the ute, trying to get bits and pieces, trying to get it booked in to get things done. So it's taken a bit longer than I wanted it to. But anyway, without further ado, I want to show you what's been happening in the last couple of weeks. I am super duper excited and super happy with what it looks like. So I'll just quickly flick the camera around and you can have a good sticky beak. Rightio, so fridge slide was done. So it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So the box with all the screws and bits and pieces, well, that's designed for different fridges. So your Angles, your Wacos, your Iron Man, whatever the other fridges are. Your kick-ass fridge, jump on and go for kick-ass fridge. So as I said, it wasn't as bad as what I thought. So we come in and have a look inside. So I've got some matting. I've got some matting from over in Wagga, a shop over there. I can't remember what it was. So makes look nice. It's all come up well. And why it was gone, it's been down at Fritsch Brothers in Temora here getting a system fit out for it. So I'm bloody happy what they've done. They've done a top-notch job. So up here, little grey box. It's a light on this side here, this side of the canopy. So it's a white light and a yellow light. Cords, I'll just quickly come around here. So I've got them to set it up so I can disconnect it with a couple of Anderson plugs, and I can take the canopy off if need be. So probably won't happen for a while, but if I need to, there's an option there. So all heavy duty wiring all the way up runs into a Red Arc 50 amp DC-DC charger, and then that is in parallel, or not in parallel, but joined up with a PowerTech 100 amp hour lithium, the slimline version. So, and it's run through the alternator, so it charges, and that can also be connected via the Anderson plug at the rear of the ute here, and they can plug into the caravan. And as I said, I've got 2 in the caravan already, so they'll give me 300 amp hours of lithium, so more than enough. But yeah, they've done a bloody good job. I'm bloody stoked. Like, probably could have spent a bit more money and got a different brand, but I've run these PowerTechs now for a couple of years, or a year now, 18 months, and I've had no dramas with it, so it's been bloody perfect. So I've got a light switch on this side, and I've also got a light switch on the other side. So far, I haven't taken it away yet with it all done up. I took it away before just with the canopy and the shell. The fridge side wasn't hooked up yet either. So, and also while it was down at Fritz Brothers, I've got them to add some 500 kilo constant leaf springs, and I got those guys from Tough Dog. I don't know if you can see them down in through there. It's probably a bit hard to see. And they've also got a airbag suspension under it as well. So hopefully if I can just shine it through in there, you might be able to see. No, I'm lying. I'll get underneath the ute. Where's the best place to? Probably in there, back through the tyre, just down in here, airbag man suspension. So it's definitely going to level the ute up when the caravan. So obviously when we put the train canopy on, it did sink down a bit. So there was 300s on there, but now I've upgraded to 500. So I've got the 300 for sale. So if anyone's interested in the 300 constant leaf springs, hit me up. I'll let you know if I've still got them or not. So I haven't hooked it up to the caravan yet, but that is definitely the next thing to do. Oh, before I forget, I also got them to put a 200 watt red arc solar panel on the roof, and that's it there. Bloody beautiful. Charges the battery well, so it's sitting at the moment. It's been in the shed for the last couple of days. So at the moment she's sitting on 13.6 volts. But yeah, bloody, the neatness of all the cabling is unbelievable. So if you're ever looking for a good job done, a good quality job, pop down to Fritz Brothers in Temora and they will sort you out. Alright, so I thought I might just quickly run through some costing, because I'm sure a lot of people will be interested to know how much things cost. So the canopy itself, I got that out of Melbourne from Fuse Fabrications. I got that on a like a special they had down there, so it cost me $3,000. The tray is from a Wreckers, Parks Auto Wreckers, so I picked it up for $2,900. So the fridge slide, the MSA fridge slide, it was around $1,000 delivered. They charge a ridiculous price to get it delivered to a residential address, but charge half the price to get it delivered to a business. So if you know someone who's got a business, or you can go and hit up a business, say, look, I just want to get a thing delivered to you, you're going to save yourself a heap of money on the fridge side. So the PowerTech, the battery, I picked it up from Road Tech Marine, and that was out of Wagga, and it cost me $800. The 50 amp DC charger, it was around the $700. The solar panel, I guess about $600 for the solar panel. Again, you probably got to get a cheap one, but I think Red Arc is a decent brand, and it's going to last longer. So you get what you pay for in most things these days. So suspension, so the leaf springs and the airbag man airbags, that was around, I think it was $1,300 delivered to me, and I got Fritz Brothers to install it. Well, I haven't got the bill off them yet, so I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere around that $500 to install it, I guess, depending on how quickly they installed it. Yeah, guys, if you've got any questions with the install, or where I got things and how much they were, or you just want to ask me a random question, just flick us a comment or message me on Gone Travelling Oz on Facebook. Yeah, so the next thing to be done to the ute, I'm going to get a 3-inch exhaust put on it, and I'm going to get a custom dyno tune. So if anyone can recommend a good exhaust, I don't want nothing that's going to sound like a V8 or it's just going to drone out in the cab. Like, so I'm just going to give it a bit more. It's going to breathe a bit more. I have read some comments where people reckon probably better off to replace the turbo. So I don't know. No idea. It's clear as mud to me. So if anyone's out there's got a bit better idea than me, then they'll hit me up. So yeah, so I'm definitely happy with these airbags. So that guard there, when I had the lower ones on the 300 constant on it and no airbag, I was nearly flat out fitting my hand in there. So I didn't measure I forgot to measure the height of it before I put them on there, but I reckon it's definitely lifted it up at least 30-40 mils, so which I want it. The airbags have only got roughly 20 psi on them, so as I said, I'm still yet to hook the caravan up, so that'll be the next thing. Hook the caravan up, make sure she sits level, which I'm sure it will. I've got nothing in these boxes yet. I'm thinking about hooking up the kick-ass 12-volt air compressor, either mounted in there full time or just throw the bag in there and have it hooked up an Anderson plug. Got plenty of Anderson plug ports there to hook up to it. So most things, whatever's going to go in the back of this will be some chairs, and the Max Tracks. We're going to downsize our barbecue. I'm just going to buy one of those, I suppose those cookers with the cans. Just screw the cans on the sides. You can get a double one of them from Anaconda. So I'm just thinking of like weight wise, I think that might be the go. Trying to keep our weight down. We've just taken the big mattress that was out of the caravan while we lived in it for a few years. We wanted something comfortable, and I suppose it's more of a downgrade. We've gone to a mattress that only weighs 27.5 kilos. So I'm not too sure how big how heavy the other one was, but it would have been at least, I'm going to just say 50 kilos. So we've picked up 25 kilos there, which is a massive bonus. If you tow a caravan, you definitely know that. So I don't know if anyone's seen how these MSA slides work. Pretty easy. You nearly do it one-handed. So the arm on it itself, I was probably a little bit too close. So I'm actually hitting that gas strut when I slide it in, but you just got to push that to the side fractionally and it goes in. So pretty easy. Nearly one hand. You probably want two hands when this thing's full. The kick-ass fridge weighs 35 kilos, so clicks in and just slides in pretty easy. And this is this little bit around here, just got to move to the side fractionally and then locks in. So I'm bloody happy with it. I know I had a little whinge to get it when I first put it together, but it wasn't that hard. It was very, very simple. So if I can do it, you can do it. I know, this is so cool. I'm just so excited to go tripping in this now. So much more convenient. I can put things in there. I just want to go away now. So we've got a couple of big trips coming up. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to next year. I've got a 6-month trip to WA, you beauty. So it's all going to be done by then. It'll all look good. So super duper excited, as you can tell. Hopefully you can tell. Anyway, I don't know what else I can say about it. I bloody love it. It's awesome. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with the back here. The original idea was to mount the spare, which is underneath, put it up here, and a couple of jerry cans. But I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. I may just leave it. Another option was to somewhere for the kids' bikes. Mount something here in the centre with a tongue, and then have the bikes up here. Because at the moment we've got the bikes on the floor in the van, which is a pain in the ass, because every time you move, you've got to put them in there, and every time you pull up, you've got to get them out. So on something that's simple, everything's got its own spot. I hate things that aren't in the spot or in a spot and they've got a purpose. So another thing I want to try and do, or maybe I'm going to do, it all depends, is a pull-out pantry here for the kick-ass 12-volt travel oven. You can get them online for about $1,000, so it's got enough room down the bottom. Put a bit of storage, so our cooker will go in there, other bits and pieces, and the travel oven just mounts up here at the top. So I want to use it. It just needs to have a spot. I don't want to just throw it in there for the no purpose. So it's just, yeah, I'll either mount it in there or on a slide. I think the slide would be better because at least you can pull it out. Chuck some party pies in there or whatever. As we travel along, pull up, and good to go. Some nachos. Oh, beautiful. But as long as the beer's cold in the kick-ass fridge, that's the main thing. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with the Canopy, the build quality. So check out Fuse Fabrications. They're out of Melbourne. There's some other brands that are up in Sydney, Melbourne. So I drove down and picked it up because it was going to be nearly like $700 or $800 to freight it here. So it cost me a couple $100 in fuel, a bit of time. So got up early one morning, flew down, drove down and picked it up, and then brought it back. So, and the paint job's come up well. It was pretty hard to match the paint, but it's close enough. I don't know, you can probably tell, but I don't care. I'm excited. I love it. It's good. Just so much more beneficial for us. So anyway, I'm waffling on now. I'll stop waffling on. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the episode. I'm sorry I did take a bit longer. I did tell people it was going to be out in a couple of weeks, and now we're probably talking 2 months later. But these things do take time. So as I said before, if you've got any questions, hit me up. If you want to know anything, hit me up. Oh, before I go, guys, I forgot to tell you about this Tag Outdoor canvas cover. So it goes over the dog box. So it all comes out of Mansfield in Victoria. You measure it up what you want it, what size you want. They make custom stuff, they make bags, they make these covers for the dog boxes, they make everything on there. So they're on Facebook, Tag Outdoors, or jump on their website. Again, tagoutdoors.com.au, I'm pretty sure it is. So it's just a little DIY setup, and all it does is roll her up, and she connects up like that. So if you got your furry friend in the back there, they can breathe, and obviously when it rains, you can bring it down. I think I threw this up. Might have taken me half an hour at best, I reckon. Wasn't very hard, bit of elastic. But make sure when you measure your dog box, your holes, just to allow 30, 40 mil overhang, because you don't want it to be too short and then the rain comes in. It just defeats the purpose. So anyway, guys, I'm definitely going this time. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.